Welcome back to On the Peg with me, your host. You know who I am. I am the Mad Montreal Man. And I'm here. I've shaved a bit. Joys of job hunting, you gotta look a bit more presentable than the old man that I really am. But to make up for last week's sort of lackluster show, because I only really saw one like, I didn't deserve more than a couple, but still, it hurt my feelings. But seriously, no. Even I didn't watch my own show from last week. I didn't get a chance to. But to make it up for it today, I'm not doing a Batman special. There's actually no Batman at all. I know you're thinking, but it's a DC Multiverse review. There's enough Batmans coming out. And actually, before we get into the toys, I want to have a little bit of a rant. I've been watching a lot of other YouTube people who do toys. I mean, apart from the guys who just do the toy hunts and they look for all the Motu stuff or the vintage stuff, there's a couple of guys who actually, like me, they like the DC Multiverse. And I'm not mad at them, because I would have done the same thing. I was watching this one YouTuber, and he literally went on a toy hunt, and he picked up the Plastic Man wave. All the variants. He even got the Detective 27 variant with the blue gloves, not the purple. And his friend even got the Batgirl that is time-stamped. Now, the thing that gets me about this is not that the guy got all the variants, because if I was in his shoes and I saw all the variants in one shot, I'd pick him up, especially that Superman red. It looks really good. And then the Batman Detective with the blue looks really good. But what gets me is, in Canada, the ones he picked up, like last week, aren't scheduled to come out till the first week of June. So what do you think the odds are in Canada of actually getting those variants? You can't even order the variants from McFarlane's store because he doesn't really advertise the variants. However, there's an exception to that. And for example, Starfire is one of the action figures that's coming out this year. And there's a variant. And the variant looks extremely good. It's Blackfire. The only way to get it, unless you get lucky, is to order a case of Starfires. I think you get like 11 Starfires regular and you get one variant. They did the same thing for the Penguin, the same thing for Captain Boomerang. You have to order a case and you get the one variant. But basically, if you're in Canada, they're not coming out. Not till June. In other words, once again, Todd, a Canadian-born person, is basically screwing Canada by saying, oh no, we're going to put the variants out in the States first. And Canada, you're probably not going to get them. It's the same thing that happened with Deadman. We never got Deadman here in Canada. We never got Catman. We do sometimes get the Platinum editions, because I did pick up, like I said, you've seen a few I've done before, and there's a couple more coming out. But for the most part, if you're going to release them to everywhere at the same time. Give us a chance. Come on, Mr. McFarlane. Come on, Todd. Be a Canadian. Give us all an equal chance. And the worst thing is, there are stuff that only goes to Target you can't get in Canada because Target does not ship to Canada. The joys of being a toyaholic, you can't get the ones you want. I mean, you can go on eBay, but of course on eBay, you're paying an arm and a leg. You're also buying from people you can't exactly trust. You're also paying an enormous amount for shipping and so forth. So it's kind of like, you're never going to get a complete collection of DC Multiverse. Not in Canada. It's not going to happen. Which kind of pisses me off, because now I have to beg people, please, if you live in the States and you see the variants, pick them up for me. I will buy them off you. I will pay the shipping because I want some of these variants. Some of these variants are really good. You know, and it's just, you know, but I'm not, for example, I'm not going to pay $100 for Batman as Green Lantern because he's all green. A little bit much. You know? It's like with the Wonder Woman. My order for that, which I did a pre-order on, got canceled. And Amazon still says, oh, we'll tell you when we can ship it. But they're still advertising the Wonder Woman, but at a higher price. Aha! That's the catch. But that's enough of a rant. Like I said, there's no Batmans today, even though I still have a ton of Batmans to do. Oh boy, do I got Batmans. Yeah. I know, McFarlane, I know, you know we're going to buy Batmans. You know it. But there's no Batmans today. No. And if you saw my short earlier this week, I went to a place called Labina Collectibles. And if you're into Pops in Ottawa, definitely the place to go if you're into Pops. I'm not a Pop collector. I'm not a Pokemon collector. But I did pick up one thing, and my buddy Shane knows what I'm talking about because he just picked it up the same week too. The NECA Last Ronin Turtle. So we're going to take him out of the package today. Take a look and see what I think of this NECA. You know what's kind of funny? I never liked the Turtle comic books. I never liked the Turtle cartoons, but I'm buying NECA Turtles. Toyaholic. Yeah. But apart from that, I also picked up a Masters of the Universe Fisto, but I'm going to save him for another week, or maybe I'll let one of the other hosts do him. But we're doing... Yes. From Injustice 2, Superman. We're also going to do, because we're doing Superman, I must do some villains. Brainiac. And this thing I'd forgotten that I pre-ordered. I forgot I pre-ordered this. I just totally forgot. It was a really good deal on it too. But we're doing Mongol. Yes, Mongol. It showed up. I was surprised. No Porch Pirates. So what do you say we... and by the way, don't worry. For those of you who want your little dose of marble, we got 2 for you today. I figured why not, because I still haven't made up my mind about the Deadpool Series 6, if I'm going to open them up or not. But I figured we'll open up a little Marvel Universe Moon Knight. And because I'm feeling rather Thor, get it? I'm going to open up this Marvel Universe Mint package little Thor. But we'll get to those probably near the end. But let's start off with the one. I'm not going to bang my hand today. Hopefully. Stay there. Okay. So let's start off with the one that I was surprised they actually had, because I thought this was sold out, but they had them. So let's take good old The Last Ronin out of its package. Be back shortly after this wonderful edit. I did it. Yeah, bang my hand. I said I wasn't going to, try not to, but it's like my body automatically knows. Hey, they're going to laugh at your pain. Like everybody else does. Sigh. But as I was about to say, if you notice in the close-up, I didn't give him any weapons because I just wanted to show the details in the sculpt of this guy, including the string that holds his backpack. That plus the fact, and by the way, the people who complain about the price of NECA, you get your money's worth. I'm just saying, this is a front of the shelf for where I keep my turtles. This one. And another reason why I love the NECAs, I mean, you want to talk accessories? Spare head. Tons of weapons. I'm like, and to be honest with you, I didn't know which one I want to put on them. I did. There's so many. You got swords, sais, bow staff, nunchucks, throwing stars, the claw, glasses, a spare head. Definitely a turtle you must collect. And Shane, let me know what you think of yours, because I love mine. I'm happy I picked it up. It was first time I did a toy hunt video, sort of, and don't regret it too much. It was a bit of travel time to get to that store that only had Pops, but I love this guy. And the fact that it's one of the few turtle stories I know, I'm happy I picked him up. Because this one, coupled with The Last Ronin, Leonardo, what a combo. But let's move on, shall we? We've had our turtle time. It's time to go on to our usual kind of look at toys. But no, let's start off with the villains. Well, at least this villain. Brainiac. Now, there is a variant of this guy. I think variants are going to be my curse. I didn't think there was a variant, but lo and behold, as I was looking at the McFarlane stuff, like not on his actual website, but on, like, images or stuff for sale, yeah, there's a variant of Brainiac too. In some ways, this is one of the reasons why I stopped buying Marvel Legends. They started doing this too much. They started putting out far too many characters. The quality dropped in the build of the characters, and they just started putting out variant after variant after variant, and it's kind of like, how many Wolverines can you actually get? It's... And no, I'm not buying the X-Men 97. I'm sorry, I'm not a Marvel Legends guy anymore. Went out of that phase a while ago, but yeah, there's a Brainiac variant in which I think he's mostly purple. See, I don't mind the variants that are all gray, because it makes sense to put those out, because some people want a custom, do their own paint jobs. But when you do an all purple one, and people like me who are diaholics, we want our variants because they look good. Sometimes the variants look better than the original. But what do you say we get Brainiac out of the package? Stop me ranting for at least 5 minutes, and we'll be back shortly. Soft rubber, and I think Brainiac had the most of those little plastic thingies I've ever had to cut off to get a figure out of the package. Now, I do like the fact that you can put these anywhere in the back. You can choose the combination you want. They do seem to fall out if you tap them, just saying. But aside from all that, the few little things I find wrong with the rubber thingies that literally aren't really that posable is... Actually, I'm just do this for now, because I want to talk about the details. I have to admit, the details are wonderful. I mean, this does look like it's a, Kryptonian man, even though he's not really Kryptonian. It depends on which Brainiac origin you're looking at. There are so many now. Yeah, so many. This is, this makes me think more of the Brainiac we've seen in recent years. Even though I wouldn't mind getting a classic Brainiac, giant head, or even, it sounds crazy, but if it along the lines of the Mr. Freeze, if they did a Golden Age Brainiac, which could be kind of funny, or even a Golden Age Lex Luthor, would be kind of funny. But as Brainiacs go, it does look good. It makes me think a lot of one of the Cyborg action figures that came out that I don't have, because I'm still waiting for a DC Multiverse original George Perez Teen Titans Cyborg. One day, please. But no, there he is. Pretty good. For the most part, he's definitely a good villain to add to the series. I just wish the rubber arms were a little bit more posable. That plus fact, I'm not sure how long these rubber arms are going to last. And my experience with toys in the past, this kind of rubber does eventually start falling apart. But no, he's definitely a keeper. I would definitely recommend him, of course, and you all know where I got him from. Just watch the credits at the end. But there he is, out of the package. Now, who should we do next? Should we do Superman, who finally took the law into his own hands? Or do Mogul? Let's do Supes, because in some ways, he's a villain too. So Superman from Injustice 2. Let's be back after this. Edit and my dog whines. Yeah, I closed the door on him because I'm filming. He thinks I have toys for him. These are toys for me. Ha ha! Injustice Superman. And speaking about Injustice, I think this one is. I mean, I know. I just noticed this when I was looking at. Look at the face sculpt. Might not be the best close-up. It's almost the same face. It's a boring face sculpt. The cape itself, it feels like it was a very fast Play-Doh molded. And of course, because of the cape, this. And this is one time they should have tossed in a flying base instead because, yeah, detail-wise, there are some nice details. You know, the S is nice, some of the details in the boots and so forth. But overall, kind of disappointed. I'm not a big fan of these kind of shoulder mounts where they glue them onto the shoulder ball because, as we know from that Spawn, they tend to fall off. Just overall, you know, disappointed. I mean, I'm not going to say I regret having him. He's part of the collection. After all, I am a Toyaholic. But just overall, a bit disappointed. It's, you know, he have to put him in a weird pose to get him stand. The bases don't really hold. So far, Brainiac's winning today. So far. I mean, they could have done a more, you know, darker face than this. They could have put a bit more detail in the cape. Heck, reuse a cape from one of the Supermans. You've got a few of them now. This is one of the most boring capes I've ever seen. This is one I would say, unless you're a diehard Superman guy, I would pass on them. I mean, disappointing. Just, yeah, a bit disappointing. Overall, disappointing. But let's go on to the guy I forgot that I pre-ordered. The big guy. Mongol. The big guy. Oh, he's big. Let's take him out of the package and take a look. Yeah, I like. You can't see it too well in the close-up I did, but there's so much detail. Yes, there is a variant color from the purple and the blue. Who cares? It's Mongol. He's supposed to be evil looking. He's supposed to be mad. That face sculpt alone. But there is detail in the side of the legs. The hands are fantastic. I don't know why they bother. Overall, fantastic. Definitely has a really good weight to him. Bit of a problem with the ankles. It seems that every now and then you get McFarlane toys that have ankle issues. But definitely happy I forgot about him. He showed up. And I know you're thinking, well, didn't he come out a long time ago? Yeah, I did. I missed him the first time, so I waited till it was another, restocking, I guess you would put it that way. But, yeah. Now it's making me think I have to get the, not the movie Darkseid, but a Darkseid. This size. Just saying, that'd be cool. Because the movie one I've seen, not a big fan of. I'm not a fan of the movie toys. But this, front of shelf of the villains. Actually, no, I can't put him in the front. He's too big and block all the other villains. But definitely, almost fell. Definitely something I would recommend picking up. I mean, this is a great villain. This is fantastic. I mean, this is something that I can see a lot of customizers out there taking this guy and do an entire repaint. Make him look even more evil. I'm just saying. Gives me an idea. I'll think about it. Okay, so that said, I did promise some Marvel Universe today. So let's start off with Moon Knight. Yeah, Moon Knight. Good old Moon Knight from the Marvel Universe line. We'll be back in a moment. close up, he looks like Moon Knight. Even though I have two complaints. One, his little moon thing I dropped and I can't find it on the floor when I took him out to film, and the staff really doesn't stay in the hand too well. Not the best grip. But if you want a Moon Knight that's not a Marvel Legend that has, the more, normal posability, like I said, that's pretty much useless. But it's definitely a nice little Moon Knight. He is posable. The cape feels good too. Bit hard to stand, just saying, but definitely a nice little collection. Moon Knight, I'm happy I finally opened him up. This Batman in white, to so to say the least. And I'm surprised he didn't sell more when he first came out, even the comic books. But, that's life. Okay, let's move on to the Thunder God, or a version of the Thunder God, Thor. Alright, so let's take good old Odin's son out of the package, and we'll be right back. Yes. Thor. Well, as you saw in the close-up, he's not a bad-looking Thor, but when it comes to Marvel Universes, this one's a little bit disappointing. The fact that the leg joint, this is why I hate these kind of leg joints, right? Because no one leg does that. The whole leg goes this way. You can't put your leg like that. So this is one thing about the same reasons why I don't like Marvel Legends, is I don't like this kind of leg joint. It's not realistic. It's just not. Because no one's leg does that. And if it does, go see a doctor. I'm just saying. If your leg does that, go see a doctor. Overall, it's not the worst Thor. I have a few other Thors. There is another Thor that they made. Actually, there's two other Thors they made that I have, but I don't have them in package still because I actually opened those up years ago. This one I had in package. But yeah, there he is, Thor. Now, I still say, if you see the Marvel Universe, just pick them up, because they are a fun thing to have. I mean, compared to Mongol, though, yeah, okay, I'll take him. But no, that's pretty much it. If I talk about the details, I will say, I will give this Marvel Universe some credit for some things. Apart from the fact that, I don't like the leg joints. They don't really hold properly either. You can see the seam. The detail, however, in the armor, the detail in the hammer, nice detailing. Very nice detailing. It's just that the fabrication falls short on this one. Moon Knight, on the other hand, didn't have that problem. And this is a good point. If you look at Moon Knight's leg, it doesn't have that weird mid-joint. It's just a leg. This is why, to me, Marvel Legends as a whole went downhill because of that construction. DC Universe does this. And the old Marvel Universes did this. But that's it for today's episode. Let's review, shall we? Marvel Universe. One good one today, one bad one. Me likey. I don't know why. This one, it just brings out the kid in me. It just does. I like this one a lot. Definitely no complaints. It's a pass, really, for the most part. This guy here, pros and cons, yes. Would I recommend him? Yes. Even though the bluish-purple version does look a little bit nicer. I only seen pictures of it. Curse you variants, not bad. But for front of shelf today, and I do mean front of shelf. Oh, yes. Definitely. And as usual, as I say, please do your best to stay happy, stay healthy, stay positive. Please hit that like and subscribe if you don't already, because I know a few of you do. Thank you, by the way. Once more, thank you. But of course, the whole point of me doing these videos, even though my life is in the crapper, I know you're thinking, but toys, your life's in the crapper. Yeah, it's in the crapper. Months of not working, having this face. How you doing? Life's in the crapper. But the whole point of doing these videos is basically just to stay positive. And remember, if you have toys, you're off to a good start. And we'll see you before next week. Just saying. See you then.